So when I was younger, Kev, I was always told to wrap it up. So we're going to do just that.
Let's get into it.
So, kicking off our list, we have to talk about it. Everyone's talking about it. Overwatch. It's been released.
It has.
And massive success.
Yeah, big success. So yeah, Metacritic's 91 out of 100, which
Yeah.
is quite good.
Very good.
Metacritic can be really punishing sometimes.
One score can bring everything down, or some users can be a bunch of dicks, like with Call of Duty and Battlefield. Typically see that sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, people seem to really enjoy the game, and I think that's no surprise.
Yeah, almost everybody I talk to is like, "You playing Overwatch?" I've been playing a bunch of Overwatch.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that kind of
Overwatch, and
Yeah.
it's totally nailing it, right? Like it's Blizzard's kind of sensibilities regarding multiplayer, and they know how to market games well. I think like they kind of got it nailed down at this point, and the fact that it's like Team Fortress 2, but it's new.
Yeah, Team Fortress 2 has been out a long time, and like
Exactly.
that's what Blizzard likes to do. They take old successful games and they just polish them up to clean sheer.
Yeah.
And everybody loves them. And
Yeah,
it works
so
for them. And
people are really
awesome.
liking it, and I mean it's no surprise at all, and I think it's going to do very well. But tying into that, there was a less successful game that came out that was very similar to it, and of course we're talking about Battleborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you haven't heard of it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You may have seen an advertisement or two, and you're like, "This looks like Overwatch."
Is this Overwatch DLC already?
Yeah. Truth is, no. It just kind of looks like Overwatch. It is also like an FPS and that kind of stuff. Is it an FPS or is it third person? I don't even remember. It's like been so.
Oh my gosh.
It's been so. Out of
I'm just
my
seeing so
mind.
much more Overwatch rather
Yeah, and
than
I've been so much
Bloodborne.
more excited for Overwatch. Really, it's really unlucky for the developers. You know, they kind of picked the wrong visual theme. You know, maybe just being in kind of like a more arcadey FPS space is not a good place to be right around the time that Overwatch
how could they have
comes out.
predicted that though?
Yeah,
I mean,
they
they
wouldn't
probably
have known.
started development like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I mean, but the developers have good pedigree. They're Gearbox. They did the Borderlands games. Like those are good games.
Good developers. From what I hear, Battleborn's actually a good game.
It's a sound game on its own, but it's just I don't know. It seems just like they missed the cultural mark.
Yep. And the day Overwatch dropped, they also dropped their price to $40.
Pretty much throwing up the white flag almost, and
Yeah.
I can't blame them at all. I mean, they're gonna have a bigger marketing budget.
Yeah.
They're going to. Everyone's talking about Overwatch, and no one's talking about Battleborn, and that's a steep hill to climb, and I don't think they're going to be able to recover from it. And it's unfortunate because it is a good game, and they couldn't foresee this. But I mean, I guess that's just the nature of the business. You have to predict what the future is going to be like.
Yeah, you have to take those risks, and unfortunately, Gearbox has kind of lost it.
But at the same time, they still have a very strong IP to fall back on, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is just kind of speeding up the process of, whoa, we got to get Borderlands 3 out there. You know what I mean? It has to be good because let's get things
their money
solid.
back. Yeah.
Exactly, which is unfortunate. But it's good to see them trying new things like that because they could have just went Borderlands into the ground, but to see them actually try a new project, and sadly it's been unsuccessful, but it's still a good game. So it's good to know that they're still producing good games. There was just a slight misstep on their part. So moving from that, something totally different out of nowhere, talking about big successes, kind of, segue, Rocket League. Everyone loves it. You know the game. It's got tons of new moves right now. Modes.
Yeah.
Tough word to say. I almost said moat.
They're working on more too.
Yeah, they're working on moats.
More moats.
Yeah, exactly. More moats for the game.
Yeah.
So they're constantly rolling those out, and they made a claim. They're like, "Yo, we would do crossplay if people would let us."
Yeah.
Xbox like, okay, let's play ball. So now crossplay works with Steam.
Yep. So it was like maybe it was less than 2 months ago, but it was around that time.
Yeah.
You know, Microsoft's we're gonna work with Rocket League people on it, and it's finally in there. PC and Xbox players can play with each other, just like PC and PS4 players can play with each other.
So it's the exact same way.
However, Xbox and PS4 players can still not play with each other.
Yeah.
And Microsoft has gone out there and be like, yeah, we're cool with it. And the Rocket League people have been like, yeah, there's no technical limitations. There just hasn't been any kind of word on the Sony side. And I kind of doubt it's something we'll see because it kind of...
Really?
Yeah, it kind of harms Sony's brand by saying like, oh yeah, your friends can have Xboxes and you can play with them. Like, they don't want that. They want, like, people to get their friends to buy the consoles.
It also harms Xbox. But at the same time, I'm not crapping on Xbox because it's a very well-selling console, but they're getting doubled by Sony right now. Sony is selling literally double what Xbox is saying, and I think it all stems back to that terrible marketing at the beginning and the mixed messaging that they're just, like I said, it's another tough hill to climb because everyone's talking about PlayStation. But at the same time, so I think they can take risks like that, and they can be like, sure. At the very least, they're going to get...
That's the other thing, too. In general, we see their strategies being like, let's lean less on the Xbox and kind of lean on gaming in general.
Games.
Because, you know, they pretty much have the PC marketplace, especially when it comes to gaming. And, you know, people are playing on the PC, playing on Xbox. It doesn't make a huge difference to them. Other than, you know, just trying to get people into using the Windows Store more.
That's a whole
other topic.
But... I don't know, honestly, from what I know from Sony's side of things, typically, I would think they'd be cool with this, but I may be totally misreading the mark. I mean, I guess they are big on proprietary things, and I mean, I come from such a Sony fanboyism that, like, I would think they would not want to be seen as petty, you know what I mean? And just go for it, because it is good for the consumer, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good for them, and I'm really interested to see what their move's going to be, but seeing as we haven't heard anything at this point, I don't think we're gonna hear anything.
Probably not.
And it's not the kind of thing you'd announce at E3. You remember that concert, the thing that was on just before us? Yeah, you can play with them now. Okay, cool. Talk about us again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would just be weird, and I can't see that happening.
Yeah. Speaking of Sony,
I was actually just about to say that. Yeah. Last Guardian. Wait, what? Last Guardian? Is this 10 years ago? No, it isn't 10 years ago. We're not talking. Oh, is this a game that was supposed to come out on PS3 and it didn't? So we were literally talking about it. It's been 10 years in the making for the game.
Yeah.
And let's put that into perspective. So Call of Duty wasn't really big until Modern Warfare. That came out on the Xbox 360, which is before that. So they basically released all the big Call of Duties before Team Japan has released a game. Let's break this down once more. Naughty Dog, everyone loves them. They're great. They made and completed the Uncharted franchise and released The Last of Us before Studio Japan has released the game.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
A whole franchise come and gone.
A whole franchise come and gone. Or so they say. Maybe it won't be. But that's what they say so right now. And that is ridiculous.
It is. It's kind of silly. But hey, it's finally being shown to some degree, right?
Metal Gear has ended twice, Kevin. Like, seriously, that's ridiculous. But you know what was funny? So I was watching one of IGN's first videos, one of their videos with them the other day, and the lead guy, I cannot think of his name. I'm gonna put it right above my head because I really do like to give the game developers the shoutouts that they deserve. He was saying that, well, you know, Ico was quite a long development process, and so was Shadow of the Colossus, so we really wanted to make something with a quick turnaround. And obviously that didn't work out, and it was one of those games that has been in development hell for so long, and I think something that's going to be more interesting than the game itself is actually going to be the story behind the game and what actually went on there, because I mean, there's so many. I'm hoping that in like 20 years time some of those stories come out, and this is something I'm getting directly from Colin Moriarty. What up, my boy Colin M. And I really think that that's going to be the more interesting story, but at the same time, the game looks cool. It looks really endearing. Have you seen any of the footage yet? I know you're not a big Sony fanboy.
I haven't seen the new footage. I've seen like, the old footage.
Yeah, the bird dog and stuff like that. So pretty much that's what they're showing. And I mean, the guys at IGN had played the first 45 minutes of the game, and what they were saying is kind of what I was thinking. The dog itself, I think they've spent a lot of their time on the actual dog, and it being a decent AI, and like it's pretty cool the way it kind of bounds around, and like it won't always pay attention to you. You know what I mean? Like a real animal would. And, you know, you're crawling up around it and getting in new environments and doing puzzle things like that. But honestly, at the same time, while it's a beautiful looking game, and I really think it's all there, technically speaking, I think it's a game at a time at this point. Because they said that they haven't changed the concept for it. And I believe that because this looks like a game that would have come out on the PS2 or early PS3, but I think games have evolved a little bit since then. I think people have become to expect more, and if you get a game like that people are paying, $60 for, $80 here in Canada, where it's just you and a dog exploring the environment. I mean, maybe that sounds terrible, but like, I think people are going to be like, okay, so what else?
Yeah. Yeah, I read something the other day, and they were basically saying, like, hey, you can, like, use the animal's tail, I forget what his name is.
Yeah,
Trigo to, like, get him to help move your character, and, like, that's the main mechanic of the game. Like, it's a really simple mechanic.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
What else? Yeah,
it's been done, right? Like, that's not something you should be marketing.
Maybe I'm not seeing the bigger picture. And I mean, I guess the way I explained it, you could explain any game like that and make it sound bad. Journey, you're a red guy with a scarf running around through the desert.
Your scarf gets longer as you collect things. Like,
there
that
you
just
go.
sounds boring.
That sounds really boring. So, I mean, maybe I'm not doing it justice.
Purpose, yeah.
And honestly, I haven't played one of their games. And I feel bad for saying that. And I feel like I should have. And I tried. They're a little dated.
Yeah.
They're a little, and the controls are janky.
Yeah, shout out the Colossus, particularly has a few weird controls, but yeah.
Yeah, but I should try and do that. I'm probably never going to, so scold me in the comments if you really want me to do that. But moving on from that, talking about games that get delayed a lot, what up, No Man's Sky?
Almost the king of delays in this past
At this point,
few
yeah.
years. Yeah. I mean, I didn't expect it to happen. This delay particularly is a big thing, is because like they did the like marketing stuff with IGN with like the first look or whatever, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is actually coming out. I think it used to be June.
Yeah.
Like third week of June.
And
or
then they pushed it again. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. It's interesting to see what they're going to do with it, and I'm really interested to see what we're going to hear out of E3 moving forward, because at this point, it's a PlayStation console exclusive, right? And it's coming out on PC as well, from what I understand.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like limited
timed
exclusive.
Yeah, exactly, like the Tomb Raider game.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see what they're going to say about that. I mean, it's still a very interesting looking game, and if you want to see our videos, I mean, we've talked about them. They're all over our channel. We've talked about this game a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, do you think they're going to do any more delays? Because from what I was what I was looking at in Sean Murray's interviews, he's basically saying, okay, we've made a world. Now I just need to make a game.
Yeah.
And that's a tall order. And he's been saying that. He's like, okay, now I have to do it. Like, not I have done it, like I have to do it now. Maybe he's just being a little dramatic.
He does kind of seem that way.
But he could literally mean, now I have to make a game.
Yeah, it might just be his kind of like perspective on it. Like,
could be.
I could totally see, you make this really well generating world, and like you have this basic kind of spaceship thing. Maybe he's just kind of adding, stuff to it after the fact.
Some
and
type of
hoping
story
that something comes out of it. Probably less story, but more like, you can upgrade your ship, you can get parts and stuff.
Right.
Or like, there's collectibles in the alien language or whatever, and all that type of stuff is kind of what he's trying to make a game out of.
Right.
He's probably just referencing those being added on after the fact and just kind of being,
But I mean,
tacked on there.
At the same time, well, I kind of do like to give studios a little bit of grief for pushing a game. I mean, a good game is going to be a good game, but at the same time, I think we have to give them a little bit of an exception. Maybe I've been giving them too many exceptions. They're such a small team. I mean, you have to understand, it's only, I think it's less than 20 people. That's amazing for a AAA game like
especially
that.
for how much attention it's gotten.
And I mean, the ambition of that game. Looks massive. Maybe they're tricking us at this point, but it looks like a truly massive experience. So it's really impressive that they're able to pull it off. Yes, I'm a little disappointed that they're getting it delayed, but I mean, I'm gonna give them the pass on this one. And maybe I shouldn't.
It's not a huge delay, and that's why I'm cool with it.
There's probably gonna be another one in the pipeline though.
Yeah, if there's another one, then.
Yeah, but that's just my opinion at this point. So that's really what went on in gaming last week.
Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna make this a thing. It's gonna be a thing.
Sunday thing?
Monday thing.
Monday thing. I don't know what day it is.
Today's Sunday. Today's Monday.
Ah.